Okay, so today we are going to start our bug project. It's a sculpture project, so everybody's going to get one of these packages of clay. It is white. If yours, for some reason, is stiff, please let me know. Sometimes they get a hole in transit and they end up being stiff. So, just like this says, I'm going to cut this in half, put one half here, one half here. From there, I'm going to take a little bit off for details. This says details right here. I'm going to put that right there. It's about like the size of my thumb. And I'm going to put the other one here. For this one, I'm going to separate it into two halves. So I have to separate into two halves. Oops. I'm going to put that here, that here. So now I'm going to separate a little tiny bit over here. Just a little tiny bit, because that's what it says to do. So I can do color. These are going to be the eyes. So this is going to be the head. This is going to be the eyes. So I can do color if I want the background of the eyes to be color. I just want them to be white, so I'm going to leave them white. You could do whatever color you like. For this one, I'm going to add color. This is going to be the head. So whatever color I want the head to be, I'm going to be adding color to that. The way we're doing that this year is we're using fluorescent paint. So I did a little test, and the only fluorescent paints that really show up in the black light are these ones. So we're going to be using these ones only. Every table is going to have, I think every table is going to have one of these. So for the head, maybe I want to do it this color. I'm going to take this color. I'm going to spread this out like a whole lot. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this paint on it. So it's just a little dab at a time, not a ton, or it won't work out. It'll just fall out of the sides. See how that's coming out? It's almost on the edge of being too much right now. So now I'm pulling and folding. Your hands are going to get dirty. Hopefully just your hands though. Actually, just my fingertips get dirty. I am pulling and folding. You're not just rubbing the paint on the outside of this clay. You're actually infusing the color into the clay. So I want to get all of that paint on there. Pull and fold. So if I opened this at any time, you would see pink all the way through. So I could stand for a little bit more. Now, when yours is like goopy, that's too much paint and you don't get another one. So I don't know how you're going to fix that. That's why we just go a little bit at a time so that we don't get a big goopy part, because then it's really hard to work with and it kind of melts when you put it into a form. This is nice. This is like a good cheese pull, you know? Good cheese pull, but it's not like drippy at all. So I think this is perfect. I'm going to now, so I did color, I'm going to roll it into a fat pancake. So I'm going to roll it around, or if you want to think of it as like a cookie, you could think of it like a cookie. So I'm going to roll it into a ball, and then I'm going to take, you know how your palms have little indentation here, little indentation here. I'm going to take those and gently press. We don't want this to be flat at all. See how thick that is? It's pretty thick. So a fat pancake or a little cookie. Now I want to make this into a triangle. So I am going to go like this. I'm just pinching it with my fingers and making this into a triangle. Does anybody know why I'm making the head into a triangle? If you look at most insects, then their heads are shaped like triangles. Their eyes kind of make it a different shape, but their head without the eyes is just shaped like a triangle. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to maybe color this one. Maybe I want it to be green. Now that's just a little tiny bit of clay, so I'm not going to take like a crazy amount of paint because it'll make it goopy. So I want a little bit of that green. I'm going to pinch and pull. Now I have this green. I'm going to separate this into two pieces. Two. So I have the middle of the eyes done. This is going to be the outside of the eyes. I'm going to separate this in half. Roll into a ball. Once you have a good ball, you're going to, this is kind of an oval, so it works out perfectly, but even if it was a sphere, you're going to put your finger on one side of it and roll, pressing just that finger all around so that you get kind of this topped off ice cream cone, I guess. This is going to be one of the eyes. Insect eyes are very, 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 very large because they have lots of different lenses. They can see all around them, 360 degrees for predators and for prey if they meal on other bugs. Okay, so this is nice and round. I'm going to press on one side to make that point. Okay, so it's not really a point, it's curved off. So now I'm going to take these two, I'm going to stick them on my bug head, just like that. I'm going to take these green ones, roll. And it's kind of a little bit longer on one side. I want that because I'm going to push it down on here and I want it to be pushed down pretty hard. So there we go. That's an eyeball. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's another eyeball. Just going to shape it a little bit. Okay, so the head is done. I'm setting that aside. For the body. So this needs to be a color. I already used the pink. I already used the green. I could use the green for this. I think I'm going to use the yellow though. I want it to be really bright in the fluorescent room. So I'm going to use the yellow. So I'm going to spread this out nice and flat so that I could get a lot of paint on there. Okay, as you might see, I am rolling it into a ball real quick, and then I am making that into a cylinder for the bug body. So I already added the color. Now I have to add this stick. Some of you will get these pointy sticks. They're normally used for sculpture, and some of you will get the popsicle sticks. You could see that to the right. That's orange. I am rolling it so that a pointy end will be sticking out, but the other end will be in the clay. So now I'm just pushing that stick into the clay and then wrapping the clay around it. This acts as an armature. An armature is like a support system for your sculpture. When you're doing something long and skinny like that, it has a tendency to break, it has a tendency to flop. So we don't want that. We want it to be nice and strong. So we're putting that stick on the inside of it. So now that pointy end is because I'm putting the head on. You want to make sure that the head is touching the clay of the body and it's kind of smushed onto the clay of the body so that it doesn't come off when it dries. If it's not smushed on, when it dries, it will separate. Okay, now I'm taking apart those pieces of clay that I called the details that was on the side of the body. I just took a little bit off to have the details. Now I'm putting purple on it. Now purple is one of those colors that aren't going to show up very well in the black light, but if this purple is against a bright color, it will show a high contrast. That means it's very, 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 very different. So it will really show off any design that you use. When you have high contrast, it really shows off that design. So now I'm just putting purple, pulling and folding, pulling and folding. I'm doing blue here because I do want the details to be different colors. So it's kind of boring if everything is just two colors. So I want there to be different colors on that bug. So if you were paying attention, I did several different colors. I did the purple, the blue, the green. I also did white. I used the white fluorescent paint, but it actually doesn't come out um, any different than just using the white clay. Right here, I am sculpting the green so that my bug has a little mohawk. You can do whatever you want with your little details. I'm going to be doing some patterns down his back. But again, you can do whatever you want. You want little stripes, you want little zigzags, you want a curvy line, you want polka dots, whatever you want to do is absolutely your decision, and your creativity can come out as much as you want. Okay, so now I'm super fast giving spikes. I'm doing little eyelashes. They didn't really come out the way I wanted them to. Now I am shaping the mouth because I want to actually open up the mouth so that he has a little, or she has a little smile, or you can actually see that he has an upper part and a lower part because I think that's really cute. I love it. Okay, so when you're done, there will be a box with all the student numbers on it. You're going to find your student number and put it on your student number. Here, I just wanted to show you my little test strip of all the different colors that we're going to be using and how they look under the black light. This is how my bug looks under the black light. You could see the white didn't show up very much. The green and the pink and all of those showed up. The purple is a real high contrast.